All right, everybody. Thank you for coming here to Clark Summit. My name is Matt Miller. I'm the Pennsylvania State Director here for the Trump campaign. What a great day and what a great time. We're going to make America great again. Yeah. I just want to thank Donald Trump Jr. here for being our special guest, Congressman Marino and Congressman Barletta as well. You guys are, I can't tell you how lucky you are to have two great congressmen to be the state chairman and co-chairman of the Trump campaign. They're right next door to each other. They're right next door to each other, and I've named them Thunder and Lightning.
I like it.
So, you know, I hope that sticks for here on out. I just want to tell you that history affords few opportunities to make a difference. And we're at such a crossroad here in America where we can have an opportunity to elect a man like Donald Trump, President of the United States, to take us down the right path, to correct the course that we're on, and get us moving in the right direction. With that, I'd like to turn the program over to Congressman Marino.
A real ball.
The star has arrived. The star has arrived. So with that, I'd like to turn the program over to Congressman Marino for him to say a few words.
Well, I'll tell you right now, our stock just went up because of this little beauty right here. From the heart, thank you for being here. This is a critical time. And I want to welcome the Pennsylvanians for Donald Trump, who's going to be the next president of the United States. When someone asks you, why are you supporting Donald Trump? I've been saying this for 2 months, and even the liberal media, when they have me on their programs, they cannot respond to it. And here's the simple question, it's a rhetorical statement actually, that you say. How has it been going the last 30 years with governors, senators, and career politicians being president? We are $20 trillion in debt, 20 million people out of work. The borders are wide open, a failed health care system. Businesses are leaving the country in droves, and I want to know how many of you are worried for your children's and your grandchildren's futures. Donald Trump is a man that is not an insider. He's not an establishment. And oh, by the way, those political Washington insiders and those establishment people, they are scared to death of Donald Trump. You know who they're actually scared more of? You guys should do something about it. Donald Trump is the only candidate running that has created jobs. He's created thousands and thousands of jobs. He's the man that signs the front of paychecks. And he said to me, Tom, I was fortunate. My father left me a little money. I turned it into $1 billion business. He knows that Lou and I, we come from blue-collar stock. I worked in a factory starting at 17. Lou was doing construction work on his family's road repair. We know what it's like to live from paycheck to paycheck and stretch them up. And Donald understands this. He clearly understands this. And he is going to make, with your help, the United States great again because he's... You're not going to see Donald Trump bow to or do a high five with some dictator across the ocean. You're not going to see him strike deals with Iran. In fact, that deal is gone the day it is. Donald's going to clearly let the enemies know what his position is. And he's not going to back off, and he's not going to draw lines in the sand. His line is going to be drawn in the concrete. We're not moving from that. And here's another thing that why we need Donald Trump. He is going to do everything he can to go out and find every terrorist and kill them. He's a man that knows what the seniors mean to us in this country, the experience that they have. There will be no doing anything with Social Security. He knows what the veterans have done to us in this country. He will continue to do that. And to Donald Trump, blue lives matter. So thank you very much for being here. I'm going to turn it over. To my sidekick here, Lou Barletta. Our districts overlap. We're the best friends in Congress. We're interchangeable. They call Lou Tom, and they call me Lou. I think I got the better end of that one. But thunder and lightning, lightning and thunder, however you refer to it, my good buddy and dear friend, Lou Barletta. Thank you.
So they mix us up all the time, you know. Tom and I always joke, was this an Italian thing? But you know, all Italians look alike, but when Donald Trump's elected, we're going to put political correctness aside again, right? We're going to be able to say Merry Christmas if you want to, without fear of people criticizing you. You know, we came in 2010, and we came in a wave of members from across the country where the American people said our voices aren't being heard. We want our voices heard in Washington again. And you know what? 6 years later, not only has the Washington establishment shut out your voices, now they're saying your vote doesn't matter either.
Right.
As I watched this election go forward, I saw the establishment trying harder and harder to tell the American people who were clear where they were bringing their voices and their anger to the polls. Washington was saying, we know better. We know better than the American people. The American people want their government back, and we're going to give it back to them, and it's going to start right here in Pennsylvania. Started here in Philadelphia. Pennsylvania is going to tell the establishment they are getting their government back. Now, they're here. Now, you know, they don't like Donald Trump for a number of reasons. Number one, because he knows what he's talking about. Donald Trump has actually created jobs. Let's put an executive in the executive office for a change. Not a politician who tells you they have all the answers, they can fix every problem, and this country has never gone down the wrong direction more than it is right now. In fact, 75% of the American people said our country's going in the wrong direction. The other 25% is in Washington. Now, they don't like him because he's funding his own campaign, which means they don't own him, they can't buy him, and they won't control him. He will bring your voice back to Washington. He's been talking a lot about the system. And you know, that's the great thing. That's what I love about Donald Trump. He is shining a light in every corner and every crack where he's letting the American people see how their voices are being stifled. Now, this delegate system in this country and the system that we're in is wrong. It is geared against an outsider. It is geared, and the people who are making the rules are the people who are protecting the establishment itself. So I'm going to have a very important conversation with you because Pennsylvania is very, very important for this election. When Donald Trump wins Pennsylvania and goes on and takes the other 4 states, plus Indiana, then on to California, it's over. They can't do anything about it. But we have to do our job here in Pennsylvania. Because if we don't do our job, the rest won't matter. They will play their games at the convention. So we are critical. Now, here's the way it works, and most people don't understand it. If you win the state of Pennsylvania, We have 71 delegates altogether, 71. But if you win the entire state, you get 17. So when Donald Trump wins, all he gets is 17 delegates. Oh, and he only gets them one time on the first ballot? They can then change their mind after that? So that's how much your voice means when we go to vote. We get 17 out of 71. But here's how we make up the difference, and most people don't know that. You will be able to go in there and pick 3 delegates that are on the ballot. There's going to be 3 delegates per district. That's 54 total. And they are unbound. So we have identified in each district the 3 Donald Trump delegates. It is critical that you go in there and support those 3 delegates. You will actually get 4 votes for Donald Trump. You're one that will allow him to win the state, and the 3 that are committed to going to the convention and making sure they support Donald Trump. That's how important it is. You can theoretically go in there and vote for Donald Trump and actually give 3 votes to Ted Cruz if you don't know what you're doing. Now,
Why don't you change that in Congress?
well, we're going to try to change that. It doesn't get changed in Congress, though.
Somebody's got to start the ball rolling.
Right, but that's on
They're not
deck.
changing that rule for
No.
me, are they?
No, that's on deck. Let's just take care of business. Let's take care of business. On Tuesday, we want to make sure that we send a message to Washington. Pennsylvania is taking its government back, and the people are. So this is what I'm going to ask you. I am going to ask you to go to work. We only have 3 days, and I'm going to tell you, a lot of people don't know what delegates to vote for. It is our job now. It is our job to make sure that we go out there and do that. There will be cards like this. This is the 10th district, the 11th district, and the 17th, with the 3 committed Donald Trump delegates on it. You got to get these names. You got to make phone calls. You got to make sure people know it, and these will be handed out at the polls. So look for this. If you can go work the polls, make sure we talk to every person. Make sure they know this. Like I said, we don't want to go in there, have 1 vote for Donald Trump and then not know and give 3 votes to Ted Cruz or one other delegate. That's how important it is. So we got a lot of work to do, and I thank Donald Jr. for coming. So it's great, but we got a lot of work to do. We'll do our celebrating on Tuesday, but we've got work to do until then. Thank you. Thank you.
You and I are making sure that the leadership in D.C., the leadership at the national level, that if we see any sign of the establishment trying to steal this election away from the people, we will call them out publicly, and we'll do it at with the media. We'll let you know who they are, and we can take this country back. Hell yeah! Introduce you to Donald Trump Jr., who made the trip here. I imagine he's up probably about 4:30 this morning we get here, and his beautiful daughter who was with him. So let's give Donald Trump Jr., his beautiful daughter, a warm welcome.
Tom, thank you so much for everything that you've done. It's just amazing to have 2 people from your perspective to be able to look at what my father's doing and just be so on board. And what I love about it is, like him, you guys actually speak your mind. I wish everyone in D.C. did that, rather than telling all of you everything you want to hear. Everything you want to hear. And then guess what happens? Exactly what the people that are writing the big checks of their campaign want. That's what we're trying to do in this whole thing. That's what we're trying to expose to the people, so ordinary Americans can see that, because it's really sad. We talk